So this was a big childhood movie growing up. I watched it on DVD all the time. I've seen all the fucking memes about it with how messed up Willy Wonka is. And I didn't believe it at first. I remembered a lot of this movie. Like the boat scene scared the shit out of me as a kid. None of the other stuff really did though, like the fan scene, surprisingly. Because on rewatch, I could see that a kid being scared of the fan scene. Charlie literally says, "We're gonna get killed and shredded into ribbons." Um, yeah, this movie's really good. Gene Wilder really makes this movie. Fantastic performance as Willy Wonka. I haven't watched the 2023 remake. I watched the 2005 remake maybe twice in my lifetime. Um, like I saw the trailer as a kid, thought it looked kind of cool because of the squirrels scene. Because I liked squirrels as a kid. I still like squirrels. I think they're pretty cool animals. And then I watched it and I didn't give a fuck about it, even as a kid. I remember on like an off day in school, they put it on, and that was like the second time I watched it, and I still don't remember anything about it. But we're here to talk about this movie, and there's a lot I didn't remember. There's like skits in this that are pretty funny. Like there's a scene of this guy who tries to invent a computer to figure out where the remaining golden tickets are, and the computer tells him that would be cheating. I can't tell you. He tries to convince the computer to tell him by saying he'll split the fortunes with him, and the computer is like, "What can I do with chocolate?" And then he says he's gonna tell the computer what to do with chocolate, and the scene cuts. Which he probably told the computer that he could shove the chocolate up its ass. That's where I think the scene was going. Then there's another skit where this woman has apparently had her husband kidnapped, and she says that she'll give the ransomers anything they want. And they call and they talk to her friend or a police officer or something on the phone, and they tell him that what they want is her chocolate bar collection, her Willy Wonka chocolate bars. And she hesitates. She doesn't answer. And her friend has to convince her to talk. And she says, "Will they let me think it over?" And the scene cuts. The skits felt a little bit out of place. I didn't remember them at all, but they were funny. I liked them. But yeah, they do put a little bit of a stop to the movie, and they just really feel out of place. They don't feel like they should be in the movie. It feels like a skit you would see someone make, but somehow it's in the official Willy Wonka movie. I like those. The teacher that's only in like two scenes is a dickhead. He's rude to Charlie twice in the first scene and the second scene. The second scene, he's the rudest and pretty unprofessional, and doesn't sound like a teacher at all. Charlie tells him that he has only bought 2 chocolate bars, and the teacher's like, "Well, I can't do that. That's impossible." Like, you're a teacher. You should be able to figure the math out, man. That's like your whole job. I'd only remembered Charlie getting 2 chocolate bars. I thought it was just the one that he got for his birthday and the one that he later found money for and bought. But in reality, he actually bought 4. He gets one for his birthday, his Grandpa Joe buys him one, and then he finds some money on the street and buys 2. Which I did not remember that. Let's talk about the Grandpa Joe stuff. There's a lot of weird stuff with that. It's been memed on all to hell about how, how weird it is that he stayed in bed for 20 years, and he finds out that they can go to the chocolate factory, and he immediately gets out of bed. And yeah, I think that is pretty weird, but it is a kid's movie at the end of the day. And I didn't realize that it was a running joke throughout the movie. There's 2 more jokes in the movie about 20 years. Charlie says, "Watch this, Grandpa, I can swim." And he tells his grandpa to do it, and he goes, "I haven't swam in 20 years." And then there's a scene later where they get all dirty, and then they get dry cleaned and get all this stuff off of them. And he goes, "That's the best bath I've had in 20 years." It was a little reoccurring joke. I thought it was pretty funny. They're really, really poor, and the grandpa makes a really good point and says that he's gonna quit chewing tobacco because Charlie is working a job, apparently. We don't see what he works. And he made some money, and he bought something, and then he gives the rest to his mom and some to his grandpa because he wants his grandpa to be able to buy tobacco. He says he's quitting because if bread looks like a banquet, then he shouldn't be smoking tobacco. And his mom, Charlie's mom, tells the grandpa, it's only a pipe a day. And both Charlie and Charlie's mom insist on giving this man money for tobacco. That is just insane to me. You guys are poor. Why are you trying so hard to keep this man addicted to a drug? That's crazy to me. And the fact that he's apparently able to quit tobacco so easily feels a little bit unrealistic, but it's a kids movie again. All kids get the ticket. I would have liked to see just one adult get the ticket. That would be pretty funny to me. But yeah, apparently kids all got the golden ticket, and that is revealed at the end of the movie that Willy Wonka thought kids were pure of heart, and he wanted to give his factory away to a child and not an adult because they would have their own ideas and they would change ingredients and blah blah blah. They wouldn't do what he wanted them to do. So he basically just said, adults have a mind of their own. I don't like that, which is kind of fucked. Willy Wonka is fucking crazy throughout this movie. He just does not care. He has this dry, deadpan tone whenever the kids are in trouble, and makes messed up jokes. It's pretty crazy. He's almost like a horror character. I fucking love him. Gene Wilder's fun as hell. I've only seen him in 2 movies that I know of, which is this one and a movie called Hear No Evil, See No Evil, which I have not reviewed yet because when I watched it, I wasn't doing movie reviews yet. So I might rewatch that someday and review it on my channel. So yeah, the kids, there's Augustus, Veronica, Violet, I don't remember the cowboy kid's name, and Charlie. And then obviously their parents are there. The first one to go is Augustus. He tries to drink the chocolate river and falls in. And we get this funny scene with Willy Wonka going, stop, police, murder. And yeah, it's pretty funny. You would think that after that happened, they would be a lot more freaked out. There is one guy saying that, oh yeah, you took real good care of the Augustus boy. But that's it. It's just like a little side thing. After that, we get probably the most iconic scene in the movie, with the boat scene. I remembered it being a lot scarier as a kid. I can still see how it scares kids. But, and rewatch, as a 21-year-old, it didn't really scare me. But then again, this movie was made for kids. And I watch a lot of horror movies. This movie came out in 1971. And they have a reference to the moon landing, which was only 2 years ago when this movie came out. Which is pretty crazy. This movie came out before Jaws by 4 years. So yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that I think is pretty cool. The next kid to go is Veronica. She wants to chew gum because her thing is chewing gum. And the gum isn't ready yet. Wonka hasn't worked out the kinks, for lack of a better word, and she turns into this big fat blueberry. So she gets taken out of the movie. I liked her. I liked one scene with her. I thought it was pretty funny. The one girl, Veronica, starts complaining and saying she wants an Oompa Loompa, and Violet tells her to can it. Like she was the only person to get that girl to shut up in this movie. So I liked her. Because Veronica is a little shit. They're all little shits, but Veronica's the biggest one. She gets her own song when she gets taken that's called I Want It Now. Best song of the movie. She did a really good job. Great kid actor. She wants a golden goose, and she throws a fit when Willy Wonka won't give it to her, and she gets deemed a bad egg and shot down a garbage chute. And here's the real fucked up part. They say that the garbage chute goes to a furnace. The furnace is lit every other day. So it's implied that they might be safe, they might not. Which is just insane for a kid's movie. Her dad jumps down in after her. The next one to go is the cowboy kid. You know, he tries to fuck with like a TV thing because he's into television or whatever, so he gets shrunk down to size and he's out of the movie too. Charlie and the grandpa, even though they broke the rules, don't realize that they did something wrong. I guess they thought they got away with it. I mean, they literally say, come on, let's catch up to the group. They knew they did something wrong. Wonka had told them not to do it, and they did it. Which what they did was they had drank experimental fizzy drinks that Wonka had told them that they make people float, and he doesn't know how to fix it yet. So yeah, they did something wrong. They almost died, and then they just snuck back into the group. And I guess they thought they didn't do anything wrong. Wonka tells them, hey, in the contract that you guys signed, you fucked up. You don't get the lifetime supply of chocolate anymore. But Charlie decides to give him the everlasting gobstopper that he was given earlier, and Wonka decides to give him the whole fucking factory. What a change. You're not getting chocolate till you're getting the whole factory. What a crazy ending to the movie. And the fact that he's giving it to a child and his entire family is very weird. But it's whatever. And yeah, that's Willy Wonka. I think it's still a really good kids movie. I fucking love it.